Hey guys, so before the video starts and I start discussing the ins and outs and the gritty nitty details, I want to say a huge shout out to Econ. I found that video that you guys just watched, the original Twitch cast on Twitter, and he posted it. He did a lot of support for Mano as well as Kirikou Translations. Their team is great. They post a lot of updates on Hololive, so I highly suggest you guys follow them for any Hololive information. And that's gonna be all. So hopefully you guys stay tuned for the video, and I'll be discussing.
いやー、テルテアのさ、アカウントで、ちょっと久々にキャスしたいなって思ったけど、怒られるよな、絶対に。マジでね、事務所のさ、あれが厳しいんだよね。本当は、その、荒野行動とかそういう、まあ、ゲームをするの自体はいいんだけど、そのゲームアカウントとかも作っちゃダメなんだよね。そう、だからバレたらデディチのアカウントも消さないといけないんだけど、まだ大丈夫そう。てか多分バレてると思うんだけど、まだ今んとこ何も言われてないんだよな。事務所に所属すると大変だよみんな。無縁な話かもしれないけど、なんかシグマのちゃんとかさ、声優事務所ワンチャンありそうじゃん。そう、だからダメだよ、あんまり。ブラックすぎるというか、束縛が激しい事務所に行ったら、ダメです。やばいよ、恋愛禁止だしね。そう、恋愛禁止だから、本当にうちの事務所。完全に、なんだろう、オープンの活動だったらいいんだけど、自分の場合って V だから、そう、絶対に中に人がいるっていうか、その中の人が割られちゃうとダメだから、そう、なんか影でこう交際してましたみたいな感じでこう写真が流れたりするのを避けるために、もうなんか恋愛とか禁止。で、なんか同職の人との恋愛は OK みたいな。同じだから声優の人そういうのを全部なんか理解してる人とだったらいいよみたいな。誰がするかボケみたいな感じだけど、年上しかいないしさ。だからもうね、縛られに縛られて自由がないんですよ。マジ良くない。そう、だからね、そう、今こうやって荒野行動を通じて、いろんな人と繋がれたんだけど、どの道ね、まあ、事務所の、要は、自分のその声優としての活動が本格的にスタートしちゃったら、そういう荒野行動のアカウントとかはもう問答無用で消さないといけないから、そう、まあ私がね、ちょっと消滅するまで仲良くしてください。消滅するまでね、仲良くしてください。お願いします。鍵垢繋がってる人とかは大丈夫だけどね。そう、鍵垢以外全部消さないといけないから。大変だ。だからこのね、今のデデチのアカウントでなんか最近よく反応とかもらえるようになったんだけど、その歌の動画が伸びたりとかで。そう、なんかあと変な、デビチのさ、なんだろう。なんか、おふざけ動画みたいなのもさ、そう、結構いろんな反応もらえるようになって嬉しいんだけど、どんだけ伸びようが最終的に消さないとダメだから、ちょっと残念だよね。そう。どんだけ伸びて、どんだけなんか有名な人と繋がろうが絶対に消さないといけんから。しかも近い将来なんだよね、それはもう。多分2019年中だと思うけど。それが嫌なんだよな、そう。そう、そこが嫌なんですよね。だから鍵垢は多分残すから、鍵垢の方でね、よかったら、今のうち繋がって仲良くしてください。お茶ばっかありがとう、そう。厳しいよ。コンテンツ声ありがとう。明日6時に、朝6時に家出たのに残響で家に着いた今、やば。ブラックだね。なんか声優の方は、なんだろう、ブラックなんだけど、なんかなんだろうな。時間自体は大丈夫。時間自体は大丈夫だけど、条件が厳しいみたいな感じ。もうなんか男の人の LINE とか、もうダメなんだよ。だから LINE も事務所用と、個人用で分けないといけない。だからその声優事務所の方から、なんか電話番号だけを持っていてネットが繋がってない、なんか端末を渡されるんだよね。いつのやつだよ、みたいな、スマホ。そう。それを渡されて、そっちで、なんか LINE してください、みたいな。もう自由がなさすぎて。しんどいわ。開かない。もうほんとだよな。DM 持ってる。了解。まあ、いっか。こ れからも仲良くして、ありがとう、そう。いや、V になったら大変なんだよね。だから自分の知り合いとかで、広瀬玲ちゃんつってもう今、終わったからこそ言えるんだけど、2時3時の、千歳、工藤千歳ちゃんか。そう、あの子とかも顔バレして、辞めたからね、V。そう、あの子はなんか歌い手時代に結構有名になっちゃってたから、で、その、歌い手時代に有名になって、で、2時3時とかって、ツイキャスとか歌い手からよく引っ張ってきてるんよ。V の中身の人。で、それをよく思ってなかった人がいて、その事務所の、なんかその、V の中の人同士で遊んでいた時に、なんかその、工藤千歳の、なんかリアルの顔が、裏垢で拡散され、それが身内同士で回って表に出てきて、で、なんか工藤千歳の本名と、なんだっけ、顔面顔写真と、なんか全部さらされて、住所までは言ってなかったかな。なんか出身校とか、その年齢とか本名とか顔とか全部さらされてて、で、多分それで、なんだろう、まあ、ガチ恋勢とかがさ、まあ、家にリア突したりとか、まあ、いろいろ細かな情報を調べて、まあなんかいろいろね、悪いことをするんじゃないかっていう心配を恐れての引退だからね、あれ。工藤千歳ちゃん自体はなんかもう、この活動に嫌気がさしたみたいなこと言ってたで終わったけど、そう、実はあれは結構なかなか闇が深いんですよね、そう。だからね、ああいうのがあるから、その、有名事務所って怖いんよ。っていうか、有名事務所が怖いっていうよりは、もともと中の人がツイキャスとか、歌い手とか、そういう V が怖い。もうあいつらは、V になってこう、チヤホヤされてるけど、歌い手時代結構やらかしてる人とか多いから、事務所選びは慎重にって感じ。もう自分もだから多分その類から引っ張られたんだろうけど、歌い手としてのデルタ屋さんがって言われたから多分自分もその類で引っ張ってこられた身なんだろうけどさ、怖いよね、普通に、周りが。マジで怖い。まあでも、ほどほどにやってこうかなって思ってる。怖いよな、普通に。顔バレは別に自分問題ないんだけど、家まで来られるっていうのがめっちゃ怖い。顔バレは一部の人にしてるし、なんかもともとライブとか行ってたから、そう、もうそこでもう全然バレてるから全然いいんだけど、家まで来るの本当にやばい。いや、一回ね、自分デルタ屋として歌い手でやってた時に、まあなんか、ストーカーみたいなのがいたんだよ、一時期。なんかその人の。
Hey guys, I'm making this video discussing the official retirement of the 5th generation member Mano Aloe. This video will be not a heavily edited video or a fun video like I usually make on the channel, and that is because I'm upset, to say it bluntly. I didn't want to cover this topic because a similar issue happened in the past with another Hololive member. I will discuss all of it in this video commentary, and this video is by no ways a video to make quote-unquote money or views or anything for that matter out of this situation. I originally didn't want to post this video, but after looking on YouTube and finding some less reputable characters that are posting false information for views and essentially speculation videos, I've decided to clear the air and hopefully let people know what is happening without putting any speculations or false theories into people's thoughts. I know this will be shocking to her fans and honestly to Hololive fans in general. I honestly was very shocked, and I was also anticipating Mano as a 5th gen because I really like the character Mano and the voice. This is not good news, not for the company, Cover Corp, Hololive, not for Yago, the president, and especially not for the fans. I have the letter that Hololive officially released, and I'm putting up on the screen. It went up around my time today, and there's a lot of discussion when it comes to a suspension in this letter. I'll leave the official link down below if you want to see the reactions on Twitter after the posting of the letter. There's also a Facebook version out there somewhere. The letter clears up a lot of the false speculation that's been floating around. What happened was during the Twitchcast test for Mano's model, it was released and it wasn't taken down. She was not supposed to do a Twitchcast test and have it up and uploaded before the official release of the 5th generation, so that was the issue. As a result, her model and character were released ahead of time and leaked online. Now here's where it gets confusing. The letter mentions nothing about what the actual issue is in this whole retirement. The actual reason that Mano is retiring is because she was doxxed, which means she had her personal private information leaked and made public. Her real information in this case was about the person behind the Mano. This is supported by many sources on Reddit. In this case, a lot of Twitter posts, a lot of Reddit posts, a lot of threads, just talking deeply about this topic. I went through a lot of different posts and a lot of different opinions on this matter, and I took the information that was basically spread around most consistently and had the most ties to what actually happened, and I followed the people that were very big fans of Hololive and also very knowledgeable about Japan, the incident, and Hololive, the agency. So that's the information I'm going to go off of. The dox that occurred on Mano, it is known that information about a potential boyfriend/acquaintance was leaked. This led to a lot of angry fans, or quote-unquote angry fans, who decided to harass Mano, not limited to angry tweets at Mano, angry comments, etc. Some speculate phone calls and personal privacy breaches were occurring, but with the breach of information, this put a risk to Mano's real-life identity and to her friends and family, of course. As this happened, many people started to create a hate storm and harassment against Mano, which is, to my understanding, just totally absurd. But she was bombarded beyond repair. Eventually, what happened was just so many fans turned against her, and in that situation, she didn't have any fans, is what the whole situation eventually amounted to. There were fans, but the amount of hate that she was getting just totally surmounted the amount of fans she had. There are videos and theories about possible past Nishi-sanji characters that she played, and now I'm going to talk about the part about the Nishi-sanji very briefly. It's claimed by some people, I don't believe it, but some people claim that Mano was a past Nishi-sanji VTuber and that she had her old Twitch cast uploads on her Nishi-sanji that was also linked to her, and that her personal account back then was also doxxed, and she also was known to be information about Nishi-sanji members and fellow other people. And I don't believe it, but that's what some people claim. I'm not getting into that stuff until there's enough evidence into this matter, nor do I feel motivated to cover that information. Okay, back to the main issue. Due to the harassment and 2-week suspension Hololive put on Mano for having the Twitch cast, Mano decided to retire, to put it shortly. In this letter, it states she graduated, which is what idols do in Japan when they get too old to continue to be an idol, but in this case, Mano has graduated because of this doxing and this harassment that she's been receiving online. Mano did say in a video before she retired that she posted before her suspension that she had permission from her management from Hololive to do the test Twitch cast. Again, she still got the 2-week suspension. On credit to Cover Corp and Hololive, they did allow Mano to come back to streaming, which is claimed on the letter, but here's the catch-22. She was allowed back, but her information was leaked. Her personal life could be threatened along with her friends and family. With no help from Cover Corp or Hololive, she essentially would have to be Yozuru Mel in the past and go on an extended hiatus until the whole stalker doxing issue subsided. And unfortunately this time, Yozuru Mel had quote-unquote 1 or 2, very few, if not one person that was doing the stalking and doxing. But in this case, it seems like there's many individuals involved. So it wouldn't be as simple as Yozuru Mel's harassment. But the difference between Mel and Mano is also that Mel already had a fan base when she was streaming and had to go on hiatus, whereas Mano hasn't even fully debuted yet, where she can have a fan base to protect her from trolls and stalkers. Now, Hololive wraps up the letter wishing Mano, the person behind the voice, all the best in her future endeavors, which to me is just a generic way of saying like, we're gonna try to sound as nice as possible when saying that you're not gonna be part of a company, and it's also kicking her when she's down. There is literally no way Mano, the person behind the motto, will ever get a chance to be VTuber ever again. It's just not possible, in my opinion. No agency will take a chance on her since her identity, voice, and image was compromised, so that's already out the window for her. She cannot make a personal VTuber account because she will be attacked by these doxers and these trolls and these harassers and stalkers, so it's not her best interest to go online and not have an agency or anyone supporting her. Okay, she currently cannot be picked up, and I think Hololive has severed ties with her, and I don't think Hololive will ever bring her back, because it just wouldn't make a lot of sense for Hololive too, because there's nothing really to gain. Hololive is an agency at the end of the day, and it's not really going to help out its talent, which is what I think. This was such a stupid situation that could have been resolved so simply by Cover Corp just defending Hololive talent. Instead, they sided with the trolls and haters and let Mano get a 2-week suspension where she couldn't post videos to defend herself, much less receive support from chat or people who would defend her from the hating. This is not a first time that Hololive has horribly handled an incident of doxing and hacking and cyber stalking. The first instance was Yosa Ramel. As I mentioned, she had a stalker, and Hololive said, hey, well, we can't help, just go on a really long hiatus, a really long hiatus. So she did until personal stalking was resolved, and this goes back to an even further event in Japan, where this links a idol who was a singer, who was not a VTuber, who was stabbed and assaulted by a fanatic fan after her personal information was leaked. But she knew about this information leakage, and she went to the police to have them do something because the stalking was getting severe, but the police couldn't do anything because there was no cyber stalking laws back then in Japan. So this whole issue has been going on in Japan, and unfortunately Japan seems to have this culture of cyber stalking issue, which can result in violence. And now we have another incident that I'm going to talk about, which is Tokoyama. And now I'm going to talk about another generation member, 4th generation member, Tokoyami Toa, who also had a short incident a while ago. She took a hiatus because her mic picked up a male voice during one of her streams. She later claimed it was management, which fans amazingly deduced wasn't a manager. So fans turned and started a hate storm and potential doxing threats because they were mad that Toa had a boyfriend. And Toa was forced to go into hiatus. Toa was at fault this time, I believe, for having a male accompany her during her recording if it wasn't her manager, and she probably shouldn't have. But again, Hololive had her apologize and went into damage control and sent her on hiatus. I also wondered why Toa had such few followers compared to 4th generation strong members and numbers, but that's kind of what dealt into that issue. Now going back into the whole Mano incident, Hololive forced a suspension, basically letting all the haters know that Mano did wrong, that the doxing information was right and she shouldn't have had a male acquaintance or a boyfriend, and that she deserved to be punished, is essentially what Hololive said, because they suspended her and didn't disown any of the fans who were commenting severely on her, hating on her, doxing her. They made the victim apologize, which I just don't understand. Now I'm going to go into an issue about Hololive and Cover Corp in general and some of the shady things I found online, finances that didn't add up, deleted streams, talking about revenue, etc. I originally didn't want to make this video. I didn't want to ruin the illusion for some viewers that support and love Hololive and think it's a great place for idols and for people just to be these chill streamers. But after making and recording this video, I won't pull punches. Hololive is not this Yago fantasy idol group management. The NDAs are strict, which is, for those of you who don't know, NDAs are non-disclosure agreement. Essentially, when you get a contract signing for an agency, which is Hololive in this instance, you get a 20-page or more booklet that restricts your personal accounts, your information you're allowed to spread, possible penalties, and possible payments you have to make, and reparations if you break any of these personal agreements. And they could be as strict as not having a boyfriend or dating, or they could be not having a social media aside from your Hololive social media. It can be very strict, and the personal freedoms are limited, and the percentages that I found on Hololive are not very good, to put it lightly. If you notice the super chats, they already take a percentage, which is roughly 25 to 30%. And then if you add up the agency costs, probably gonna be another, at least I'd say 25 to 30%. So then the Hololive idols are left with what, 40%, and then after taxes, what, 30%? So they're not making this money that they should be making, in my opinion. There are plenty of videos of Nishi Sanji and other idol groups talking about not joining Hololive due to their strict management standards. So there's evidence there where I talked about the NDA and just personal life. The management that Hololive has and the standard they have are very high compared to other idol groups. Cover Corp has pulled some shady things in the past too, with the first Hololive retired member Chris. I don't want to talk about her either, but just throwing everything out the window, I guess. If you don't know who that is, Chris was a pre-Gen 1 Hololive member that was debuting alongside Miko and Roboco. And Chris was accused of stealing another Hololive member's equipment, I don't know who, a considerable amount. So after her short streaming career, she retired. There wasn't messages from Hololive, Cover Corp, Yago, no letters, no nothing. Okay, so now that I'm done talking about all that other stuff, I want to talk about a silver lining to this incident, which I think will bring 5th generation members closer together as human beings behind the voice. And it looks like Botan is stepping up as a great leader for the 5th generation, similar to how Coco is for the 4th generation, is Hoshomari for the 3rd generation, Okayu for the 2nd gen, and Gamers and Sora for the pre-Gen 1 and Gen 1. I'll leave the 5th gen video as part of a long discussion later on at the end of this video. Hopefully this incident never happens again. If so, I will honestly start considering other VTuber agencies to cover, like Nishi Sanji, because I won't support a company that turns a blind eye to their talent and feels incidents like these. Please let me know your thoughts down in the comments down below, because I want to hear from everyone, and that includes you. So leave your thoughts. If you have issues with the facts or anything I said in this video, leave it down in the comments. I will respond to it, and I'll gladly change some info if I am wrong, if you can leave me some information down below. Overall, I didn't go super in-depth with the facts because I wanted to summarize this giant snowball of doxing rumors and retirement info as simple as possible and not as super in-depth, because again, if I go in-depth, I'm probably going to make a mistake in the facts and it'd just be a waste of time, and I'd be essentially like one of those conspiracy theory clickbait people. This affects my uploads now. I'm going to talk about the channel itself because I had to take time to create this video instead of editing 3 other videos which I was planning to finish. So I apologize if the video waiting for it doesn't come out sooner. I think the people who are hearing this know I've commented and let people know some videos I've been planning for. So if you are one of those individuals, I apologize. Now, this video is getting a little long, so I will leave this video off with the 5th generation members speaking about this issue that was posted on Botan's channel. Thank you all so much for watching, and please support these individual members. Please support the 5th generation. Please support the people involved, especially. Please support Mano and in this hard time. Unfortunately, her Twitter is deactivated, so if you're a person that goes on Reddit or Twitter, post a comment supporting them, and hopefully there's a lot of love and maybe something can change, hopefully. But that's all for me. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys later.
はい、聞こえて大丈夫ですかね？聞こえてますかね？おはようございます。聞こえてると思いますね。じゃあ、もう早速行こうかなと思います。おはようございます。改めまして。ホロライブ5期生です。はい。すでに知っている方も、いれば、まだ知らない方もいると、はい、思いますので、改めて本日、私たちの同期で、友人のマノアロエに関して、5期生のみんなで、ちょっとお話ししたいなと思いましたので、短い時間ですが、配信させていただきます。はい。で、先ほど、ホロライブの運営から、マノアロエ引退のプレスがリリースされました。結論から言うと、5期生としては、マノアロエちゃんを、受け入れる体制はできていたんですが、やっぱり彼女の体調とか思いを考慮して、彼女の意見を一番に尊重する結果となります。で、正直ちょっと心境的には、その5期生全員、今もう本当に複雑で、悲しいのはもう本当に一番なんですけれども、結果は、どうであれ、残った私たちのその5期生は、やっぱりこれからもちょっと頑張らなければいけないですし、頑張りたいと
まあ考えてはおります。で、じゃあちょっと5期生の、私以外のみんなにも、今回の件について、短いですが、心境などをね、やっぱり心配してくれてた方とかもいらっしゃいますので、ちょっとお話しさせていただければと、はい、思います。じゃあ、ラミちゃんからいいですかね。はい。
ごめんなさい、また。大丈夫。だよ。まだみんな、ちょっと突然のことで、心の整理がついてませんが、でもやっぱり、とても悲しいけど、ごめん。でも、私たちはこれから、もう頑張っていかなければいけないので、頑張りたいと思ってます。
はい。ありがとうございます。じゃあ、ねねちゃん、お願いします。
なんか、ね、戻ってきても、大丈夫なように、みんなで、ね、5期生を盛り上げて、コラボがね、ちゃんとできるように準備だけど、でも、まなちゃんも、といろいろあっただろうから、私たちが、こう、深くね、首を突っ込むことはできないから、もう、私たちは、私たちで、頑張っていかないといけないから、どうしよう。大丈夫。大丈夫。
大丈夫か。
じゃあ、喋ってもいいかな。
じゃあ、おまるさん、お願いします。はい。
まなちゃんのことはすごく心配で、今も本当にすごく心配、してます。ただ、私たちはこれから、4人で頑張らないといけないっていう事実と、あと、やっぱり、ね、先輩方もいるし、ちょっとここで、より一層頑張っていかないといけないなと思っています。これからをちょっとよろしくお願いします。
はい。で、まあ私はちょっと進行役となっておりますので、
ありがとう。
はい。気持ち的にはでもみんなとやっぱり一緒で、まあ複雑ではあるんですけれども、ただ、まあ、5期生としてはやっぱり頑張っていかないといけないっていうのがあるので、頑張っていこうかと思います。はい。で、この配信が終わった後、ここにいる全員なんですけれども、5期生、ちょっと気持ちを切り替えるために、ちょっと本日の配信などの活動はちょっとお休みさせていただこうかと思っております。はい。申し訳ございません。はい。で、明日からまた、ちょっとみんなでね、配信できるように頑張っていきたいので、で、その時は、まあ、もう今日はもう本当にちょっと、すいません。もう正直なところ、ね、配信的にはちょっとあれなんですけれども、まあみんなをね、笑顔にできるような配信をね、明日からはしていきたいなと、5期生は思っておりますので、頑張っていきますのでよろしくお願いします。
ありがとう。お願いします。
はい。はい。じゃあ本当に、ちょっともう短いんですけれども、配信自体はもうちょっとこれにて、はい、終了となります。はい。見てくれてありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
はい、ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。こんな
はい。
ことになってしまって本当に失礼します。
はい。
すいません。
じゃあもう今後とも、まあ5期生とも言わずもうホロライブをどうぞよろしくお願いします。頑張っていきます。
よろしくお願いします。
はい。ありがとうございました。じゃあちょっと配信の方はこれにて終了とさせていただきます。ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございました。ありがとうございます。
はい。失礼します。